organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on this Wednesday edition of Daily Iowan TV, protests and marches, local residents are making their voices heard. And later, Regents respond. The Iowa Board of Regents have answers for grad students.
After one of the biggest upsets in Kirk Ferentz coaching history, we hear from the head coach as he addressed the media at yesterday's press conference.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Zhao Li. Before we begin our broadcast, our print edition of the Daily Iowan will be delayed today due to a printing malfunction. The newspaper team is working to get it on the stands later today. We apologize for the delay. Last night, hundreds of students and faculty members marched from the Robert E. Lee Rec Center to the Pentecrest for an anti-hate protest. Daily Iowan TV reporter Kimberly Snyder has the story.
I'm here tonight on the University of Iowa's campus, where community members from all walks of life have come together for one cause. And that one cause is unity and love for all, no matter creed, race, gender, or identity.
We go high, they go low. We go high, they go low. We go high, and they...
Today, Weston City High School students organized an anti-hate and discrimination rally following recent political events in the United States. Drawing hundreds to the demonstration, it was made clear that the Iowa City community stood strong for equality for all. Starting off at the Robert E. Lee Rec Center and concluding at the Pentecrest after marching through the Ped Mall, support and unity were at the center of everyone's hearts.
United will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
Signs flooded Iowa City with messages of affirmation and hope. Local children excitedly took part in tonight's events, and parents were proud to have them a part of history. University of Iowa staff member Josh Jacobs brought his children to the rally and wasn't surprised by the community's support.
Many people are questioning what the future looks like for them, and I think that a group event like this helps to show the community support for all people, and again to show the sort of the humanity that this country is built on and that we hope to continue to build.
Unafraid and leading the march for the community, it was the high school students who wanted to help the voiceless and oppressed.
Everyone has a voice, but some people just have trouble expressing or reaching out with their voice. So we're here to help those people who can't speak.
Change against hatred and discrimination looked hopeful tonight, a hope an entire community worked towards.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Kimberly Snyder.
And more in protest, dozens of people gathered in Coralville to protest the North Dakota Excise Pipeline. More than 100 people met in front of the Army Corps Engineer Office calling to stop the pipeline. Despite the oil pipeline coming to its completion, protesters joined together in part of the National Day of Action. Yesterday, nearly 200 protests took place across the country to push for clean water. In response to complaints over the benefits and pay, the Iowa Board of Regents is adding a new classification of grad students for the UI. This new classification will be paid 26% less than both teaching and research assistants. The local grad students initially requested a 6% salary increase, while the UI and the Board of Regents countered with an offer of 1.5% increase. There has been no discussion regarding the other demands made on November 1st. Well, I heard these nice temperatures are here to stay for a little longer. Mackenzie Cooper is standing by in the weather studio to tell us more. Mackenzie?
Thanks, Zhao. It certainly has been warm for November in Iowa City. This afternoon, the high will be sunny with the temperature reaching the mid-60s. Things will cool down just a little bit tonight with the low in the low 50s and partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning will be windy with the high in the mid-50s with partly cloudy skies and the temperature climbing to the mid-70s by the afternoon. The low tomorrow night will be in the mid-60s with mostly cloudy skies. Now let's take a look at our 6-day forecast. Thunderstorms are expected for Friday morning with the high in the mid-50s. The sun will return on Saturday and Sunday, but it will be much cooler with a high in the low 40s. Monday will be another sunny day with temperatures reaching the mid-40s. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a high in the 50s. That's all I have for you here in the weather studio. Jiao, back to you.
The University of Iowa has named their new interim director for the Museum of Art. Jim Litch, who is a visiting professor in the College of Law, will begin his duties in January. Litch will then oversee the development of the new art museum, which is set to open in 2019. Litch was a member of Congress for more than 30 years and was the chairman for the National Endowment for the Humanities. The university says they will soon begin a national search for replace the former director, Sean O'Harrell. Eastern Iowa's Girls on the Run 5K race was held this past weekend here at the University of Iowa. It was a race where girls from 3rd to 8th grade are able to come together and celebrate after 10 weeks of training. Liv Corbett was there to tell us more.
On November 13th, the Ashton Cross Country Course turned into the location for the 2016 Girls on the Run 5K race, where young girls are able to use the power of running to teach them life's most valuable lessons.
It's a physical activity-based positive youth development program, which means we look at the whole girl, their physical health, their social health, their emotional health, their mental health. And it's a evidence-based curriculum that teaches girls basically a toolkit on how to more successfully navigate life. So we talk about self-confidence, we talk about positive self-talk, we talk about teamwork and leadership, we talk about giving back to the community, standing up for yourself and others, how to make healthier choices, whether it's healthier food choices or healthier friend choices.
It's a 10-week after-school program. The girls hang out. We teach them some cool stuff, but really we're just hanging out with these girls and helping them become great adults.
The girls have trained volunteer coaches that not only teach them fun, interactive playing lessons, but also act as a mentor and role model.
We've been meeting twice a week for 10 weeks now, and we do, at the beginning, we do a lesson about, something that we want to teach them, so respecting each other. We did a whole gossip lesson.
The relationship is really sweet. I get to be a mentor for them. They look up to me. I can tell they're really excited when I come, but also I'm really excited to be there. You know, they're like my little girls. I have one little sister, but now I have a bunch of little sisters.
After 10 weeks of training, the coaches and their buddies are ready to take on the 5K, a race that is so much more than just a physical battle. Hundreds of volunteers have come together to make this Girls on the Run race one to remember. Reporting at the Girls on the Run 5K race, this has been Olivia Corbett with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Most of the volunteers and coaches are actually students from the University of Iowa, and this nonprofit organization is always looking for more people to help inspire these young girls. While it was certainly a big win over Michigan this past Saturday, we have Aaron Erickson standing by in the sports studio to tell us more about Hawkeye football.
The hype right now around Iowa football is obviously their win over Michigan last week. Katie Sextro has more on how the team is feeling and how they're moving on from a win like that in order to prepare for next game.
After coming off a huge upset against Michigan last week, the atmosphere around the practice facility is a little more upbeat than it has been, and that game was a much-needed confidence boost moving forward.
Obviously the mood's pretty good. Everybody realized that we can play with a lot of guys now, but it's the same as last week. We want to come out and we know that we just need to compete every play and stay focused instead of looking forward or looking behind us now.
Yeah, I mean, it boosts your confidence a little bit, especially such a great team like them. But, we just got to be ready for this next week, stay focused, understand, what the positive things we did during last game, and understand, what we can still work on.
Like we did against Penn State, we put that one past us, put a tough loss behind us. We got to put that win behind us as well. And move on to Illinois, and we've done that, and we've had a couple good days of practice so far, and we just got to move forward and be focused and ready to go Saturday.
It's going to be the same thing this week, probably a bigger challenge in some ways. because last week, our guys were out, they're out there every day. And, last week I'm sure they were hearing some negativity, just guessing they were. Now it's just the opposite. So, the challenge is to ignore both of those things and try to stay focused on what it is you're trying to do.
Obviously, the players aren't going to let this game go to their heads because they'll need to stay focused as they are on the road this weekend. Reporting from the practice facility, this has been Katie Sextro for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
We learned that Greg Maben has a fracture on his lower leg, so he will be out for the rest of the season, along with Cole Croston. And the status for George Kittle, Ike Butker, and Miles Taylor is day by day as of right now, but Butker is the only one listed on the depth chart out of those there. The Iowa volleyball team is heading into their home stretch of the regular season. It starts with tonight with a visit from Rutgers and rounds out with a huge showdown with Nebraska on Saturday.
The biggest things that we're working on here at the end is making sure that we keep our mental fortitude right, and the Big Ten challenges you in so many ways. Rutgers is a really good blocking team, so is Nebraska. There are certain areas that we need to be able to attack well against Rutgers like we need to against Nebraska.
We just have to worry about what's happening on our side of the net and just take care of business with Rutgers, and then we can focus on Nebraska.
We're super excited. We're trying to break the record, so we think that the fans are really going to bring a lot of energy and help us just make Nebraska feel our presence and know that we want to beat them.
We're working hard to break the record. That's kind of the mantra going into Saturday night's match, and it's something that we've done really well with attendance all year this year. I think we've broken the overall season attendance record, but now we want to do it for a single match.
Hey, Hawks are trying to break the attendance record this Saturday here in Carver Hawkeye Arena against the #1 team, Nebraska, at 8 p.m. on Iowa. Go Hawks!
The Hawks are looking for a packed house on Saturday in hopes to break the attendance record at Carver. A huge turnout would help the Hawks go up against the ranked Huskers. And now the Iowa baseball team is getting set to head down south. The team will be heading down to the Dominican Republic over Thanksgiving break, as the team will be taking on other universities from across the country.
It'll be cool to see our team come together before the actual season. We've never really had this opportunity before, and it's a great chance for everybody to come together and work on that team culture, team chemistry before the season actually starts.
Obviously there's a lot of Dominican Republic guys, in the big leagues and stuff, and there's a lot of really good talent that comes out of there. So I think playing guys that, are closer to our age and, at their place, where they're from, I think that'll be pretty fun. It's definitely going to be a huge learning experience for us.
I'm pretty excited just because the baseball culture down there is so big. Like, so many guys come from there and play in the major leagues, and just to see how they learn the game, like what their training's like.
And I'm giving you a sneak preview for tomorrow's sports segment. I got the chance to sit down with Alex Rath, who is a freshman on the Iowa softball team and has one incredible story. You do not want to miss it. Zhao, back to you.
And before we leave you all today, tomorrow is the annual refugee pancake dinner at the Old Brick Church. For a $5 donation to the United Nations Refugee Agency, students and faculties can mix and match different ingredients for unlimited pancakes. The university's Human Rights Collective group will be hosting refugees in Iowa City to share their stories and interact with students. The event will go from 5 to 10 p.m. tomorrow. And that's all we have today for this morning. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news between Monday and Friday. Also, don't forget to pick up your copy of the Daily Iowan. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Zhao Li. Have a great day, Iowa City, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 8:30.